Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that your life, every single aspect of it, has been shaped not by chance, but by intention. Imagine for a moment that every success you've ever seen in the world from the people who seem to have it all figured out did not happen because they were luckier, smarter, or more talented than you, but because they knew something you haven't yet realized. They had a direction, they had a goal, they knew where they were going, and they refused to let anything, absolutely anything, distract them from reaching it. You see, my friends, goals are not just nice ideas or casual wishes we toss around. They are the compass by which our lives are guided. Without them, life drifts like a boat lost at sea, at the mercy of the winds, waves, and whims of circumstance. But with a goal, suddenly the impossible becomes reachable, the faraway becomes near, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. I want to ask you a question that might sound simple, but it will make you think. What would your life look like if you knew with absolute certainty where you were going and had a plan to get there? Picture that. I mean, really picture it. Your work, your relationships, your health, your finances, all moving forward with purpose. No confusion, no hesitation, no I don't know what to do next moments. That clarity, my friends, is the power of a goal. Now, let me tell you something that most people never realize. Most people go through life with no goal at all. They wake up, eat, work, come home, watch television, scroll through social media, and call that living. And then they wonder why they never get anywhere. They wonder why success seems to pass them by while others, seemingly no different than themselves, move ahead with ease. The truth is simple. Those who succeed have a map, and those who fail wander aimlessly. Think about the greatest achievements in human history. Every invention, every scientific breakthrough, every monumental business success started with a single decision. I am going to accomplish this, no matter what it takes. Thomas Edison didn't stumble upon the light bulb. He had a vision, a goal, and he pursued it relentlessly, day after day, until the world had light. Henry Ford didn't just get lucky. With the automobile, he had a clear vision of transportation for everyone and refused to quit until he achieved it. These people didn't succeed because they were smarter. They succeeded because they knew where they were going, and they made every decision along the way serve that goal. And here's a truth that might surprise you. The goal itself is only part of the magic. The process of pursuing it shapes you. Every step, every struggle, every failure along the way is like a sculptor's chisel carving out the person you need to become to reach that goal. Goals do not just lead you to success, they lead you to yourself. They reveal your strength, your resilience, your creativity. They teach you lessons no book or teacher ever could. Now, I want you to imagine the difference between a life with a goal and a life without one. Imagine a ship at sea. A ship without a destination drifts, tossed around by waves and storms. It may survive for a while, but it will never reach the port it dreams of. Now imagine a ship with a clear destination, a map, and a captain who knows exactly where he's going. Storms may come, waves may rise, but the ship will move steadily toward its goal. That is the power of having a clearly defined purpose in life. But here's the catch. Most people think they have goals, but they don't. They say, I want to be rich, or I want to be happy, or I want to lose weight. Those are not goals, they are wishes. A goal is specific, a goal is measurable, a goal has a timeline. A goal is something you can take action on today. For example, instead of saying I want to be rich, a true goal would be I will earn $10,000 a month by the end of next year by building my business, learning new skills, and taking consistent action. That is a goal you can work toward, track, and achieve. And when you set that kind of goal, something incredible happens. Your mind starts working differently. You begin to notice opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to meet people who can help you. You begin to make decisions that serve your future self instead of your immediate comfort. Goals change not just what you do, but who you become. Let me give you a story. There was a young man who dreamed of becoming a writer. Every day, he would talk about his dream, but he never wrote a word. One day, he set a goal. I will write 500 words every single day for the next year. At first, it was hard. He struggled. He missed days. He wanted to quit, but he kept at it, and a year later, he had written 180, 2,500 words. Enough to publish several books. That's the power of a goal. It turns dreams into action and action into results. And here's a question that will make you sit up. If you continue living without goals, do you think life will suddenly give you success by accident? Or do you think that every day without a plan just drifts you further from your dreams? The harsh truth is that life does not reward those who wander. Life rewards those who take aim, focus, and pursue with persistence. Some people are afraid of setting goals. They fear failure. They fear disappointment. They say, what if I try and don't succeed? But consider this, what if you never try? What if you never set a goal? Then you guarantee failure. That is a choice some people make every day, often without realizing it. Setting goals is not just about aiming high. It's about giving yourself a chance, a real chance at success. And even if you fail forward, learning lessons that will serve your next goal. I want to tell you another secret. Goals work best when they are written down. There's a powerful psychological effect when you put your goals on paper. It's as if your mind recognizes a contract with yourself, a promise to do everything possible to achieve it. This is why successful people almost always write their goals. They don't just keep them in their heads. They clarify them, describe them in detail, and review them every day. It's not magic, it's focus. It's intention. It's the fuel that turns desire into reality. And then there is the element of time. Goals without deadlines are like seeds left on a shelf. They have potential, but they will never grow. When you set a timeline, your mind starts working to make it happen. You begin to prioritize. You begin to cut out distractions. You begin to become the person who can achieve that goal. Time, my friends, is the most powerful motivator we have. Now, I want you to think about the people around you. Notice those who seem to have everything in their lives, the career, the relationships, the sense of purpose. Almost without exception, these people have goals. And notice those who drift, who complain, who seem always stuck in the same place. They do not have goals. The difference is not luck. The difference is intention. Goals are the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And here's something even more fascinating. The act of setting goals creates energy. There's a momentum that begins the moment you decide, I will achieve this. Your mind starts looking for ways to make it happen. You notice resources you never saw before. You discover talents you never knew you had. You encounter people who can guide you. Your whole world changes because your focus has a direction. Some people think goals are rigid. They think, if I set a goal, I'll be trapped. But the truth is that a goal gives you freedom. Freedom to focus on what matters, freedom to ignore distractions, freedom to create the life you want. Without goals, life controls you. With goals, you control life. And isn't that what we all want? To steer our own ship rather than drift wherever the currents take us. I want to challenge you to ask yourself a question. What would my life look like if I had clear, specific goals for every area of my life? Not just my career, not just my finances, but my health, my relationships, my personal growth, my contribution to the world. Imagine if every day you woke up with a clear target, a plan of action, and the confidence that you were moving closer to the life you truly wanted. That is not a fantasy. That is achievable. And it starts with one simple step. Decide today what you want and commit to it fully. Think about it. Every great accomplishment in history started with one person saying, I will do this. That decision sparked action. That action created momentum. That momentum carried them past doubt, past obstacles, past fear, into success. And the same can be true for you. Your goals do not have to be enormous. They do not have to be impossible. They just have to be yours, and you must take them seriously. And there is another point most people overlook. Goals do not just serve you, they serve others. When you set a goal and pursue it, you create value. You improve your skills, you contribute to society, you inspire others. Goals are not selfish, they are generative. They make your life matter. You may wonder, but what if I fail? My friends, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a clue to how to do better next time. The most successful people in the world have failed more than most of us have tried. They have goals, they take action, they fail, they learn, and they try again. That is how greatness is built. And here's something truly remarkable. When you have a goal, your subconscious mind begins working on it even when you are not consciously thinking about it. Your brain starts noticing opportunities, making connections, generating ideas. Goals program your mind. That is why it is essential to be specific and clear. A vague goal yields vague results. A crystal clear goal aligns your conscious and subconscious, your action and intention, into one unstoppable force. I want you to realize something else. Most people spend more time planning their vacations than they do planning their lives. They organize every detail of a trip, from what to pack to where to eat. Yet they drift through life without a plan, without a map, without a compass. Think about that. The amount of effort you put into planning a vacation could be the same effort you put into planning your life, and the results would be extraordinary. And don't underestimate the small goals. Sometimes we think only huge, life-altering goals matter, but small, consistent goals compound into massive results. Reading 10 pages a day, saving $5 a day, practicing a skill for 30 minutes daily, these are tiny goals, but over time, they transform your life. Big success is simply the accumulation of small, disciplined actions guided by clear goals. I want to ask you to consider the power of writing your goals down in the present tense as if they are already happening. Instead of saying, I want to earn $100,000 this year, say, I am earning $100,000 this year through my business, my skills, and my focus. Language matters. Your mind responds to the words you speak. Words shape reality. When you commit in words and write it down, you create a contract with yourself that your mind takes seriously. And here is a principle that can change everything. Your attitude toward your goal determines your success more than the difficulty of the goal itself. A difficult goal pursued with the right mindset will always yield more than an easy goal pursued half-heartedly. Belief, persistence, focus, these are the invisible forces that turn goals into reality. I want you to think about the people you admire most. What do they have that sets them apart? Almost always it is clarity, a purpose. They know where they are going, they have a vision, they have goals that guide every choice. And the rest of the world follows, often without realizing it, in awe of their results. That same power is available to you if you choose to claim it. Now, let's talk about clarity, because clarity is the secret ingredient of all achievement. You can have ambition, energy, talent, but without clarity, you are like a ship in the fog. Your goals must be so clear that you could describe them to someone else in vivid detail, and they would be able to picture exactly what you are aiming for. The clearer your goal, the stronger your focus, and the easier it is for your mind to marshal all your resources in its pursuit. Many people hesitate to define their goals because they are afraid of making the wrong choice. They think, what if I choose poorly? What if I aim for the wrong thing? But here's a powerful truth. Having a wrong goal is still better than having no goal at all. Because even if you aim for something that eventually changes, your effort, your learning, your growth along the way will not be wasted. You will gain experience, insight, and skills that will serve every future goal. Action generates knowledge. Goals generate momentum. Let me share another story. There was a woman who dreamed of starting her own business. At first, she was terrified. She didn't know exactly what kind of business, what product, or who her customers would be. But she decided to set a goal anyway. I will launch a small business within 6 months. She took action every day, researching, networking, learning new skills. And when she finally launched, she discovered a passion she never knew existed, and her business began to grow. The goal gave her direction even before she had all the answers. And here's the part most people never grasp. Goals are not just about reaching the end. They are about guiding your daily actions. Your daily choices, no matter how small, accumulate into enormous results over time. Reading a little each day, saving a little each week, reaching out to one person each day, these small actions compound, they multiply. They accelerate progress toward your goal. Success is rarely a single leap. It is the result of persistent, focused steps taken over time. I want to ask you to consider this. If you spend your life drifting without a goal, every day is like a day lost. Every hour, every choice, every opportunity slips past you. But if you have a goal, every day becomes purposeful. Every decision aligns with your destination. You begin to measure life in terms of progress, not just survival. That is a mindset shift that changes everything. Now, let's talk about obstacles, because obstacles are inevitable. The path to any meaningful goal will never be smooth. There will be setbacks, distractions, and moments of doubt. But here is the secret. Obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to test your commitment, to separate those who want it badly enough from those who are willing to quit. Each challenge, each difficulty is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to grow stronger. Consider the story of a man who dreamed of becoming an athlete. He faced injuries, defeats, and criticism, but he refused to quit. Each setback became a lesson. Each failure became fuel. And in time, he achieved a level of success that others said was impossible. The difference between him and the people who gave up was simple. He had a goal, and he kept moving toward it, no matter what. And here's something remarkable. The mind loves a challenge. When you have a goal, your subconscious begins to look for ways to overcome obstacles. Opportunities appear where none existed before. You meet the right people, discover the right tools, and develop the right habits. The universe, in a way, conspires with your determination. That is why clear, meaningful goals are not just wishful thinking. They are catalysts for action and results. Now, I want to speak about alignment. Your goals should align with your values, your passions, and your strengths. When your goals resonate with who you are, pursuing them becomes a joy rather than a burden. When your goals are disconnected from your true self, you may achieve them, but you will feel empty inside. True success is not just about achievement, it is about fulfillment. A goal aligned with your heart and mind creates unstoppable energy, clarity, and motivation. I also want you to notice this, Most people underestimate the power of commitment. They say, I want to achieve this, but they don't make a full commitment. They leave the door open for excuses. But true achievement requires a pledge, a promise to yourself that no matter what happens, you will move forward. Once you make that pledge, every thought, every action, every choice starts to serve your goal. Commitment turns desire into action and action into results. And there is one more principle I want to share because it is essential for anyone serious about success: persistence. Persistence is the magic ingredient that separates those who reach their goals from those who merely dream. Talent alone is not enough. Luck alone is not enough. Persistence, day after day, year after year, produces extraordinary results. And here's the encouraging part. Persistence can be cultivated. It grows as you face challenges, overcome obstacles, and refuse to quit. Let's think about the people who seem to have it all. Look closely and you'll notice a pattern. They did not get there by chance. They did not get there by waiting for the perfect moment. They got there by deciding exactly what they wanted, writing it down, planning the steps, and persisting even when the journey was difficult. That same approach is available to you starting today. And here's a practical point. Review your goals regularly. Life changes, circumstances shift, and new opportunities arise. Reviewing your goals keeps them alive, keeps you focused, and ensures that you are always moving toward the most important things in your life. Write them down, read them every morning, and visualize yourself achieving them. Visualization is a powerful tool. It programs your mind, strengthens your belief, and accelerates action. I also want to emphasize the importance of surrounding yourself with people who support your goals. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset, your habits, and your results. Seek mentors, friends, and colleagues who inspire, challenge, and guide you. Avoid negative influences that drain your energy or distract you from your purpose. Your environment can either propel you forward or hold you back. Choose wisely. And let's not forget the power of learning. Goals push you to grow. They challenge you to acquire new skills, expand your knowledge, and think differently. Every step toward a meaningful goal is a step toward becoming the person capable of achieving it. You cannot reach heights your current self cannot imagine. Goals expand your vision, sharpen your mind, and build the character needed to succeed. Now, I want to ask you a simple but profound question. What would your life look like if you treated it like the most important project you will ever undertake? If you gave it direction, focus, and energy. If you set goals that mattered, wrote them down, and committed to them fully. Imagine the clarity, the momentum, the confidence, the joy of living each day with purpose. That is not a dream. It is available to anyone who decides to claim it. And here's something even more fascinating. Once you experience the power of goals, you begin to see the world differently. You notice possibilities where others see problems. You see solutions where others see obstacles. You see growth where others see limitation. A goal-focused mind sees opportunity everywhere because it is trained to act, and to move forward. Finally, I want you to understand this truth deeply. You are the only one responsible for your goals. No one else can set them for you. No one else can pursue them for you. You can ask for guidance, you can seek help, you can learn from others, but the decision, the commitment, the action, that all belongs to you. Your life will not improve by chance, it will improve by design.